Morning. It was long run day, so I did an hour, not a minute, that's 1 hour. 60 of those. I'm not sure why it doesn't just give you the numerical for the total numbers of minutes that you run. Yeah, Nick talked good this morning. The total number of minutes instead of resetting itself to 1 when it goes to an hour, that's kind of obnoxious. Fix that in NordicTrack. And I did 5 miles, so 12-minute miles today. It's not as cold out here as I thought it was going to be, but it's still pretty chilly. And today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to bring things down a notch, and we're going to talk about addiction, and we're going to talk about problems, and I'm going to talk about something that Mary doesn't like for me to talk about, and it's a little uncomfortable for me to talk about it, but I want to get it out there because I think I could help other people. So I wanted to talk about a problem that I have and how I manage that problem. So you guys are the inner circle. You're not going to tell anybody about this, right? It's just you and me. All right, let's talk about this. So I'm going to go over here in the corner because this is where I hide my addiction. And I don't know if you know what's coming, but brace yourselves. This is my addiction. Are you ready? Oh shit, there it is. I'm busted. It's out in the open. This we'll talk about in a second, but this is my addiction. This is what I do. Not this item specifically, but this thing. I order guitar parts, and I take things apart, and I try to fix them, and I paint them, and I tape them up, and I save all the parts and the crap that I use, and then sometimes I find that I need to buy more things, so then I buy special pedals and more special pedals and more special pedals, and then I take apart more guitars and I fix those. And let's go back to that thing that we started with, this right here. This is the guitar neck from the very first guitar I ever owned, that I ever bought on my own. It was my first guitar that I bought. I was about 13, and I lived in Georgia, and I bought this guitar. The other piece is in the other box that I just showed you. Yeah, sorry folks, I got a problem, but I hope that by talking about my problem I can help you with your problems. So let's talk about your problems now. Here's what your problem is. Your problem is, it's the end of the year. Okay? Today is day 22. So we're reaching the end of the year, and you've got to start thinking about what you want to try to change for next year. And the whole point of doing this 31-day thing is to get you on the right path. You know, it's to not defer your choice to make a change to January 1st. Carpe diem. Do it today. Don't worry about changing down the road and thinking about all those things that you need to change. Change this now. Exercise. Make yourself a better person. But still consider that there's more that you can do. You can build off of this. That's the whole point. This is a building block. This is the first step, and then you take the next step. So on January 1st, what's your next step going to be? And for me, my next step, and I say this with all, humor, it's important that we acknowledge destructive behavior that we have. And it's important that we try to meet that head on. And whether it's actual addiction to substances, whether it's addiction to harmful behaviors, whether it's addiction to activities that are hurtful to your family, this was meant to be comedic because this doesn't hurt anybody. I use my own funds exclusively for this stuff. I have money that I allocate on a regular basis to, buying guitar stuff and renovating guitars, and I buy really cheap pieces of crap on Craigslist and eBay, and I use those for parts and I fix them up, but it doesn't hurt anybody. And if you're engaging in an addictive behavior that hurts someone, you need to change that. So all that aside, we're not talking about addiction as much as making changes that are going to make you a better person. So if it's harmful, it goes without saying. Stop doing it, Change that. Make that different. But if you're engaging in behaviors that could otherwise improve your life if you stop engaging in them, all the better. And I use this example because this is what I really want to try to focus on next year. It's decluttering. We have so much crap that we don't need. And I say we, I'm talking about me, the family, the core four, in this house. But I'm also talking about we society. We society have a huge problem with buying shit we don't need. So stop buying stuff you don't need. Consider what you have and what you could do without. So there are plenty of things that are laying around that we never use. Here's a good place to start, okay? Start thinking about this for January 1st, but here's a good place to start. And here's something you can do for free. It'll take you 5 minutes, and it's not going to cost anything other than that 5 minutes of time. Get your brain, get a notebook or a piece of paper, get a pen or a pencil, go to your kitchen, okay? I'll wait for you. Go ahead. Okay, you got to hurry up because I want to keep this video kind of short. Come on. Are you in your kitchen yet? Okay, hit pause and hit play when you get back in your kitchen. Okay, you're in your kitchen. Look around. Are there things in your kitchen that you don't use apart from once or twice a year? Are there things in your kitchen that you've basically used once and then never use after that? Are there things in your kitchen that only do one thing? If something in your kitchen has utility, you should be able to use it for multiple things. If you have a hot cocoa maker, shame on you. You don't need a hot cocoa maker. If you have a waffle iron, can you just make waffles with it? You can make more things with a waffle maker. That's not a bad thing to have. Mary makes these things, I can't remember what they're called, but she uses egg, and then she adds cheese, and then she takes that off, and it's kind of like a protein waffle, basically. Kudos to her for making that choice to try to make that device more effective and more utilitarian. But there are plenty of things that you buy that only do one thing. So this is a twofold thing. One, you're looking around your kitchen and that piece of paper and your pen that you brought in, you're writing stuff down that you could do without. And you're not doing anything with that right now. What you're going to do is you're going to take that piece of paper, you're going to put it on your fridge. Give it a week. Give it 7 days. Come back, look at that piece of paper, look at the things on that list, and go back around your kitchen and look at that stuff that you put on the list and figure out if you still feel that way. And if you don't feel that way about certain things, that pen or that pencil that you use to write that list, scratch those things off that list. But by the time a week or two goes by, and you can do this a couple of times, put that paper back up, wait another week, take it down, look at it again. You can do this a few times to figure out what you really could do without. And you can even take another step after that for insurance to make sure that you've made the right decision. So a week goes by, another week goes by, another week goes by. Pick a point at some point where you're going to, jump off and you're going to do this. Because if you keep kicking it down the road, you're never going to do it. So give yourself 1 or 2 evaluation periods, but then get yourself a big-ass box, as big a box as you need, and put all that stuff that's still on the list into that box. Put that box in your garage. Put it somewhere where you're not going to get into it, where you're not going to need to get into it, if you feel you need to take this additional step. If you don't, if you feel strong, if you feel like you've made the right decision, good for you, get rid of the stuff. If you don't feel like that, if you feel like you need to give yourself a little bit of insurance, put it in the box, put it in your garage, put it in your basement, put it in your attic, put it somewhere you're not going to look at it. Give yourself another week, okay? Do you miss what's in that box after that week? Did you find that you weren't able to live your life until you went and dug that hot cocoa maker out of the box? And if you needed to dig it out of the box, guess what? You probably should have crossed it off the list because it probably should still be in your life. But if you didn't need to get it out of the box, take that whole box, don't even open it up at this point, put it in your car, put it in your truck, put it in your SUV, put it on your trailer when you get your trash ready, take it down to the dump, and get rid of it. Someone else might want it. If it's good stuff, you can take it to Goodwill. I'm not telling you to throw it away. I'm telling you to get it out of your life. I'm telling you to give it to someone else. Don't gift it to someone else. That's a shitty thing to do because all you're doing is you're taking your stuff and you're taking it from here to here. And you're telling someone else, now you get to deal with this. And a year from now or 2 years from now or 5 years from now, you have to make the tough decision of whether you want this in your life. Don't do that. take it to a dump, take it to the Goodwill, take it to the Salvation Army or somewhere where people can make that decision for their own. Don't gift it to people. You can put it online and you can say, hey, I have this. I'll give it away for free if you want it. But put that on them to decide that they want it. Don't contact them and say, hey, I've got this thing for you. That's not good. You started in your kitchen. Pick another room. Pick your bathroom next. Pick your bedroom next. Pick your office. Pick your garage. Pick your shed. Pick your living room, dining room, whatever you have. Pick your car. How many people have all kinds of crap in their car that they've accumulated over time? You got these chargers, you've got these adapters, you've got these extra CDs that sit in there, you've got crap in your glove compartment, you've got shit in your trunk that you don't need anymore. Go through that. Car's a good place to start too. The point is, as we get closer to the new year, consider what your behaviors are in regards to your environment, in regards to your tendency or your predisposition to be a pack rat, to your unwillingness to let go of objects. And so what I'm going to do this year is I'm taking this, and I'm taking this, and I'm taking this. Oh, and this is a drum kit. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that right now. And I'm going to really consider what I need and don't need. And I'm setting up a studio back here, and I'm going to do some recording. I'm setting it up so I can do some podcasting, so I can record some audiobooks, but also so I can record some guitar and drums and bass stuff, some actual music. So there's some stuff that I'm going to need, and I'm not going to need to, get rid of that. But I've rambled on long enough, and I'm going to bring things to a close by saying, as we get to the close of this year, and as we consider what we're going to do next year, think about that idea of minimizing. Think about that idea of making things simpler, more straightforward, more streamlined, because that's what's going to help you out. That's what's going to make you a more effective person, because you're going to have an environment that will allow you to function more effectively and not be so distracted by all that clutter in your life that you can't focus. And it's all about focus. It's all about trying to make sure that you have pinpoint, precision focus on those goals that you want to have and that you want to accomplish in 2020. So start that now. Start thinking about those things you want to get rid of. You got a week and a half to go. Take your time. Think about it. We can come back to it. You can watch this video again if you want to, if it'll help you consider how you might approach that. But consider how you might approach that, because I think at the end you're going to find that it makes you a better person. So this is day 22, and I hope you're being a good person, and I hope you're really out there doing what you need to do, and good luck with whatever you're doing, and keep doing it.